So Madeline, just to let you know, Mark was there as well. So if he wants to chime in, then that's fine too. I'm going to hide my video. We will get going at the end. Happy to answer any questions for you, but hope you enjoy this little recap.
Great.
All righty, let me put this down. Give me 1 second. There we go. So welcome to our Luxury Symposium Recap 2023. It really was incredible. Actually, I'm going to turn my video back on just to show you all the guest speakers that we had. Give me 1 second. We had these amazing, well, certainly we heard from Brittany Hodock, who was great, who wrote this book. Yep. You guys can see me, correct?
Correct.
And then Jackie and 3 Carpenter, who were the authors of this book. They were great as well. And then, of course, we had Phil Jones, who was incredible. Madeline, have you ever heard Phil Jones?
I have.
I mean, oh my God. We had him. Yeah. We had him most of the day. I think the last day, I don't know, it's kind of a blur, but he was truly incredible. And then we had some other great guest speakers. So one of our first one was Antonia Hawk, and she's a customer experience consultant. We had Travis Cox, who's the author of the Kelly Williams AI book. I told you about the other ones, but it was Jackie and 3 Carpenter, Brittany Hodock, and Phil Jones. And my, I seem to be lagging here a little bit, so I will kind of talk as we go. Antonia Hawk, her message was all about great customer service and how just great customer service is literally not enough. You need customer loyalty, and customer loyalty is built upon unique and memorable experiences. She also said that luxury is not what you can buy. It's many times what you cannot buy. It's unique, it's emotional, it's desirable. It's not defined by goods and services. People want relationships. They want stories and magic. You must capture them with emotional, intensity. And it's the delivery of a curated experience. More money does not necessarily mean more luxury. And her, all throughout the symposium, it was all about wow moments. And she really kind of nailed this as well. There she is. Here we go. We might be up to speed here. And she wanted us to get into the luxury mindset. So she pulled up this image and she just wanted us to kind of think on it for a couple of seconds about how does this image make you feel? And, you know, for me, my first thing was, after a great long day of skiing, relaxing, looking at this amazing, the French Alps, having this amazing wine and delicious food. And oh my God, life doesn't get better than this. I don't know. Don't you guys kind of feel the same way with this?
Like, just feels amazing.
Right. Exactly. So again, I mean, being there at that time, yes, it takes money to be there, but again, it's that experience that you will remember forever. And she said that the wow moments are never cookie cutter. She told this story about, she was at, one of her favorite hotels, and she wasn't even talking to the people behind the desk. She was talking to somebody who was checking in just like she was. And she was saying, oh my goodness, I forgot my toothpaste. I need to go out and buy toothpaste. And they were talking. And by the time she got up to her hotel room, there was a brand new tube of toothpaste in her room for her. And again, it's not about the money. It's about that experience. And she remembers it everywhere she goes and tells that story often. And these wow moments, they're always personalized. The old way was just to deliver great service with very little spontaneity, just a single experience, limited personalization, rare human connection, and tech was replacing relationships, which there's a place for tech, we all get that, but not to replace your relationships. The future of luxury is flawless service, spontaneous wows, immersive storytelling. They must be highly personalized. They need to be deep in relationships, not just transactional. They need to be built on the science of memory. And there must be some kind of connection through your story. Human connection cannot be bought. Build trust through heartfelt gestures. Help clients create those own memories, those wow memories. You must anticipate and communicate seamlessly. Exceptional personalized experiences include magical starts and finishes. And she said, remember that customer experience leaders are able to charge more. The vocabulary you want to use are expressions that are transformative. They're pure, they're rare, they're immersive, they're striking, they're magical and intimate. When creating the wow, you want to gift and give from the heart. You want to go above and beyond. You want to make sure it's memorable and have it be that wow memory. Again, they must be personal, unanticipated, crafted, creative, elevated, emotional, deliberately designed to elicit emotion. And you want to continue to escalate wows over previous wows and always seek opportunities for more wows. And she said to continue and add layers of wows throughout the process and relationship. It's not just until the closing of a transaction, it's throughout your lifetime. You want to prepare, you want to identify, and you want to execute all the wows. She said there's 5 essential elements to build an experience-based brand. And she said to make sure you have your own brand promise statement. Remember that your signature journeys are brand defining in the sales cycle. Again, always have the new wow moments. Tell your story and weave your client's story through the sales experience. Be highly curated and disciplined about your personal brand. And then she pulled up this slide, as Donatella Versace said, luxury is a word that has been abused, and what defines luxury is uniqueness, emotion, and desire. And that basically sums up what she was saying, and just the importance of having wow moments all throughout the process, even little wow moments and even your emails. Make sure they're personalized. Make sure that you know it's dear so-and-so, and that you sign off with your name, that you're not just using shortcuts and emojis. Like, have it mean something to them. So she was fantastic. And then we had Travis Cox. He's a Keller Williams agent from Kentucky, and he wrote the KWAI playbook, and he was fascinating. He said that those who embrace tech will win. Every agent will be using AI eventually. AI is a productivity tool best used to deepen and strengthen relationships. Data is more important than ever. And AI is only as smart as the data it has access to. So he said to pick an AI tool. ChatGPT, he says, makes things up, which I thought was hysterical. Mm-hmm. And Claude, what did you say? Did somebody speak?
Yeah, that is the epitome of it.
I know, right? It's hysterical. I've got to tell you, I kind of tested this out, and he's kind of right. So you definitely have to check whatever source you're using. So he said that he likes Claude AI even more, and it's more accurate. And I must admit that I like Claude AI as well. I think it's very good and more accurate and even more user-friendly. He said to generate your prompt and identify the audience, set the tone, style, and use proper formatting. AI can help identify your target audience. And as always, you need to review and improve. And if you do not set the tone and style, it will all look familiar. Who here is using AI like daily or at least weekly?
We use it for writing descriptions,
Yeah, we do too.
um, and coming up with like, if we're like, we have these, I don't know if you can see, we have these little phone pocket things on the back of our
Yes.
phone, and we sent them out to college students that had graduated of our clients, and then we put like a gift card in them. But we used AI to come up with a cute saying, creative
That's
saying around it.
awesome.
So we use it for a lot of like, like marketing taglines or creative things that, I mean, I'm not a creative person, so AI is my creative.
Right, right. Yeah, I use it. I use it all the time. I had to use it for a letter for, um, I had this great listing interview, and then she came back and she said, I'm interviewing several others. And I said, yes. And she said, tell me why you're better than the others. And I asked AI and, put in a little bit of, things about me. And boy, did it come up with this sensational letter. Obviously, I had to tweak it to make it sound more like me, but I mean, it was incredible. I'm just hoping the other listing agents didn't do the same thing.
Well, it was even funny. My oldest is a junior, and she was having to put together a resume, and we haven't put together a resume in a really long time. And I used literally some, I don't know, I think it was like an AI resume format. And I mean, literally, I think the thing was $2. Okay, that's what it
Right.
cost. But it took like what I said she did and changed it into what sounded amazing,
Oh, what
you
a
know.
great
And I
idea.
was like, wow, this would have been a lot easier, back in the day. But I mean, it made her sound like helping kids, like she worked in Nantucket and like, help kids. And I mean, like, it was like she was so strategic. Like by the time the resume was done, I was like, this is such a bunch of BS, but okay, it reads beautifully.
Absolutely, whatever works, right? Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm going to have to tell my college kids about that too.
Mhm.
Did somebody else say something? All right. So you want to tell AI the size, the character count, everything you want. Travis said also add a goal and desire outcome and do so early and often. Example. This is a simple example. Goes into a much deeper example, but I want a newsletter that's open, read, and responded to. Good prompts equal good output. You will learn from the process. AI can even get into the mind of your target audience. And he said, ask AI to review your listing presentation specific to the client and their needs. Think about how powerful that can be. I mean, that
Yeah.
just was like, whoa,
Yeah.
holy cow. Plus, AI will role play with you. Talk to AI like it's in the room with you. It will make it more conversational and it learns from you. So you must also remember to review and improve the content on your own. If you want the right answer, you have to ask all the right questions. Okay. So here is one of his prompts. So I don't know about you, but my prompts don't look anything like this. This just takes it to a whole higher level. So I'll read this for you guys because it's a little blurry. So prompting AI, I want to craft an effective newsletter for my real estate clients in my area. Write it as a copywriter with an in-depth understanding of the consumer behavior psychology. You must create an engaging newsletter and subject line that entices our client to open, read, and click on the home's value link. This newsletter is specifically tailored for our past and present clients who buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Be sure to create engagement, include a local story or highlight of a new restaurant or shop in the area, and a real estate market stat using the following information. The newsletter should be 6 paragraphs long, written in an upbeat and friendly tone, and it should leave our clients excited about our services. Please let me know if you require more. So I don't know, is anybody using it to that level?
Wow.
I know, right? Really, really incredible. And now this was the best moment of the Luxury Symposium, the best wow moment. Mark, don't you agree with this? I don't know if you remember what I'm going to say, but anyway, Brady then prompted AI to write a bio about Carolyn. And it was 4 paragraphs long, and Brady read it to the entire audience. And it talked about how great Carolyn is in her real estate career, how she gives back so much to the community, how she's happily married with great children. One child lives in Chicago, her daughter's in Boston, and her lovely husband and dog are home in California. And then Brady stopped and said, well, AI doesn't get it right all the time because, in fact, they're here with us. Welcome them on stage. And they all came out on stage. I swear there was not a dry eye. Mark, I was sitting next to you, actually. I don't know about you, but I was crying my eyes out. And Carolyn, of course, was crying her eyes out. Brady was crying his eyes out. That lovely family, but oh my God, talk about a wow moment. It was simply incredible.
Cool. That's awesome.
It was so cool. It was awesome. It really was awesome. So here's just a quick rundown of some of the resources from Travis Cox. And if anybody wants these slides, just email me at them. I'm happy to send them off to you. So you can book a consultation with him for free. You can get the AI playbook for free. You also, there's something called descriptionwizard.com, and you can get a 25% discount using DW25. You can optimize your pipeline and profits analytics with something called Green Stats. And he will, for free, give you some compelling scripts, and you can try it for free. Again, the link will be in the slides that I can send you. And he says, no matter what you use one of them, Claude AI or ChatGPT, but just start using it. Then it was Jackie and 3 Carpenter, and they were the ones who were the author of this book. They were great. They talk about people first. They operate luxury country clubs. They talk about, obviously, you know, being in front of their clientele, but also managing their team. They also, which was a fascinating statistic, said that the Surgeon General has identified loneliness as a national epidemic, which is just so sad to hear. So they said it's more important now than ever to create a community and be a connector. Create a culture of love. Think about these questions. Credibility. How do people believe in you? How do people see you? How do you lead? She suggests incorporate radical candor. And radical candor is caring personally while challenging directly. At its core, radical candor is a guidance and feedback that's both kind and clear, specific and sincere. And you could watch the candor video. Just go to YouTube and you know, type in the search bar radical candor. And then think about, how do you care for your clients? That's very important. Confidence plus comfort equals contribution. And you must help your people go past their own expectations. When managing a team, identify the capability gap, help people level up, tell people what they are capable of achieving, ask, what do you believe that you can achieve? Have discipline and courage, and take the time to hand things off to others. Have them own it. Give it that permission. Then we heard from Brittany Hodak, who was hysterical. She just, oh my God, she just lifted the room with so much energy. And she wrote Creating Superfans. And I don't know if you guys have heard her before, but she was really great. Her background story is incredible as well. She said that experience is everything. I mean, we are living in an experience economy. Think about, how do you make people feel? People will not care about your service if they do not care about you. And it's so true. I mean, think about it. Gosh, people will pay more for a great experience. And we are all in the experience business. Everybody is an influencer. Everybody should be a super fan. And if your clients are not telling their friends about you, you are in trouble. You must have empathy to create super fans. Remember, the best marketing is free. It's all about how you make them feel. The more advocates you have, the fewer ads you have to buy. Stories accelerate the path to connection, and you must have empathy plus authority. The intentionality equals wows, and wows also equal intentionality. To create these super fans, you want to start with your story. You want to certainly understand your client's story. You need to have personalized high touches. You want to exceed expectations, and you want to repeat wows. And that's how you create the super fans. She said the golden rule is out. The platinum rule is in. Treat people the way they want to be treated, not how you want to be treated. And 71% of clients expect personalized experiences every time. I would think the higher the price point, that number's got to go up. An elevated client experience before and after the actual sales cycle is critical. Then it was Phil Jones, and I don't even know how I crammed a whole day worth of Phil into about 20 minutes, but I'm going to try my best. He was absolutely spectacular. And he started with do the basics to the highest level consistently. And he says that throughout. Every single conversation is important. And more importantly, every single word is important. Have high standards. Need to be the most helpful person in the room. Consistency is key. And you always want to start with curiosity. Curiosity leads to certainty. Empathy leads to relatability, and courage leads to action. There are 3 critical ingredients to every conversation. The first is curiosity. This is the fuel for great conversations. Once you think you know the answer, ask 3 more questions. This earns you the context instead of content. Find out what is unique and special about them. He says, no listing presentations. It's all about going in and finding out about them. Curiosity is a superpower. Empathy. And do not say, I was just checking in. That is wrong. I don't know about you, but I used to say, hi, I'm just checking in all the time, thinking that I really was doing that for them. But he says, it's all about me. You need to turn this around. Show me that you know me. Be relatable. He says, nobody wants to buy or sell a house. They want to buy or sell a house because, and we need to learn that because. You need to know their motivation. If you don't know their why, you're not being helpful, and you simply must be helpful.
So did he give you again, I mean, I'm guilty of that. Did he give you what is better to say other than just coming from curiosity?
It was more of, and at the end, we do have some word swaps. Something along the lines of, hi, I'm just calling to check in. Would you, are you wondering what homes are on the, would you like a list of open houses for this weekend? But don't start with, I'm just checking in. Just say, would it be helpful for you if I sent you a list of open houses? Always offer something of value. Mm-hmm. Instead of I'm just checking in. And sometimes I really have to think about how I'm going to start that out. So it's tricky. You got to retrain your brain, because especially on Fridays, hi, I'm just checking in. What can I help you with? What homes would you like to see this weekend? What questions do you have about real estate? Those are all fine, but don't say I'm just checking in. Mm-hmm. Okay. I thought it was fascinating.
Yeah, you have to reprogram your mind not to say that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you have to have the courage to ask. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. You need to ask. You need to ask in the right way. The success is in direct correlation to how much you ask. The closing is not the end. The clients care about the because, and be sure to check in on them. See if they are loving their home. If you want to be different from other people, you have to be different from other people. And he said the best of the best have no care about their competition. He also said about that ask, about reviews. So often we wait to the end of the transaction. He's like, whenever they thank you, ask for a review. And it's so, I never thought of it that way. I learned so much from him. I have a brand new listing. I offered to, help him out. He's a doctor in the city. He can't get out to Connecticut. I said, listen, I will arrange the stagers, the painters for you. I will be there. I will do. And he said, oh my God, thank you so much. He said, I really appreciate that. And I said, well, great. Can I ask you a favor? Would you mind writing me a review? And he's like, oh my God, certainly. And did so in an instant. So, just those little things, and it didn't feel weird or awkward. It felt like exactly the right time to do so. Where many times after the closing, I feel like I'm kind of intruding on them. So again, if you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. He also said, never ever invite somebody to do something without prefacing it with, because of the fact you said. Because of the fact you said you're excited about moving to Florida and really want to be there by Christmas, let's discuss how to remarket your property to do just that. The person who asks the questions is in control. Don't say, would you consider? This is another one. I always say, would you consider having this? I have to have this conversation right after this call. And I would have said, would you consider lowering the price? Instead, he said, ask them what they've learned. Okay, we've had 5 offers. Asking price is 1,450. They've all come in at under 1,400. What have you learned from that? Get them to their own conclusion instead of me saying, would you consider lowering your price? And again, every word is helping or hurting. And he said, do drip campaigns work against us? Phil says yes. Again, they're not personalized. Yes, they can. You can make it say, dear so-and-so, and end with love Christine or sincerely Christine. But, if they come from MailChimp or Command or whatever, everybody knows that it's kind of a mass mail. Instead, those personal touches are much better. He said also, learn the because of your clients. I'm selling because, I'm buying because. The ultimate currency is trust. The goal is to become a trusted advisor. But you do not get to call yourself that until your clients feel that they are the most important person in the room. If you don't ask the question, the answer is always no. The quantity and quality of your questions is directly related to the quantity and quality of your business. The luxury experience needs to extend way past the finish closing line. Care about what they care about. Always stay curious, show empathy. The 3 key components are, number 1, conversational excellence. He says, the worst time to think about what you're going to say is the moment you're saying it, which is so true. And how many, again, it was like he was talking to me throughout this entire presentation. Have critical conversations. Grow intentionally. Identify the moments for critical conversations. Again, we all know those conversations are going to come up about commissions, about reducing pricing. Plan ahead for those conversations. Understand known objections. Control the narrative. Lead the dance. Put the elephant in the room. Understand the challenges. Get clarity on the objections and remove them. Lead with them. Hit them on the head. He brought up an example of having inspections in this listing that I just got. This is an old house. It was my client's 70 and it was his parents' house. Nothing's been redone since the 1930s. We know that we're going to have issues at the inspection. So I brought that up before he even hired me. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to offer credit? Do you want to get a inspection before the listing? Like, let's tackle this now. And he was very grateful to have that conversation beforehand, where again, typically I'd have that conversation when it was coming up, but he said, hit it head on, put that elephant in the room. Have a planned conversation. Plan what you're going to say in advance. Do not leave success to chance. Get hyper clear on known objections and outcomes. The more intention equals the more competence. Curiosity is the fuel for great conversations. Once you think you know the answer, try asking 3 more questions. And that one's a hard one for me. Holy cow.
Yeah.
It is hard. It really is. And remember, people do things for their own reasons, not yours. Remember, whomever asks the questions controls the conversations. Questions lead to conversations, which lead to relationships, which lead to opportunities, which lead to action. The goal is to destroy the option of no. I don't know if you guys heard his recent podcast on with James Shaw, I think it is. It was just on a couple of weeks ago, but he was telling us, he was walking us through the process that he would use for somebody buying a home. Literally at the end of the podcast, he wanted to run out and buy 5 homes. He is just that good. So I highly recommend that podcast. And create a meaningful checklist. Who are the people you need to be asking more questions? Write down their actual names. What are the conversations you need to be having? Where have you created opportunities, and where can you create more? And he said your database does not necessarily equal leads. Try focusing on only 18 people at a time to prospect and rotate names in and out as appropriate. 6 low-hanging fruit, 6 core business clients, and 6 dream aspirational longer-term clients. So here are some of the conversations he suggests that we have for online leads. Is this the only home that you're interested in? Where are you living now? Do you rent or own? How long have you been living there? Do you need to sell your current home first? How long have you been looking? Who's your realtor? How much money are you thinking of investing? Who else is involved in the decision? And let's set up a group text to alert you when new inventory comes on the market. When was the last time you had an accurate opinion of the value of your home? Would it help to have a current opinion? What day? Thursday or Friday? He said, just make it conversational. Keep asking the questions. And when you ask for their contact information, that's going to seem like the reasonable next question. Easier said than done, but and he was great with his conversations for open houses. He was spectacular with this, and he role played it. And he said, where have you traveled from today? He said that question alone will tell you so much about the person coming to that open house. And shift the conversation from the home to them. Don't tell them a thing about the home. They've probably done their research. They're there. They know it's 4 bathrooms, 3 baths, whatever. Ask them about them. Do not have sign-in sheets. They are there now. Take the opportunity to get to know them now. Ask them how many homes are on your tour today. Who's your real estate agent? Hit it head on. If they don't come up with a name, they don't have an agent. How long have you been looking? Have you been looking online or in person? Do you have questions you'd like answered? Are you coming from an ad, or did you see the signs? Then hand them your phone and say, why don't you just enter your information? And I'll follow up with you afterwards, and we can see what other homes you've seen today, and you could give me feedback about this home. Control the conversation. Control the relationship. And with buyer consultations, he says consider doing 2. The initial consultation and 1 during the process, a level setting consultation. Again, I think, and he probably said this, that you should probably have 2 in a listing consultation as well. Again, I'm going to have this conversation, a hard conversation after this webinar today. But had I said that it would be our second consultation, it kind of would have led up to that. So I thought that this was really, really great. Like after a month, let's see where we are. Let's see where we need to pivot, and let's see where we need to refocus. And ask, what have you learned? Now what? And how important is it to you to become a homeowner or selling your home? At some point on a scale of 1 to 10, what does it look like if you do not have a home a year from now, or if you haven't sold your home a year from now? Long-term focus. How many homes do you wish that you bought? What's the trajectory on your income? So he thinks that, most people who are looking for a home these days, the trajectory will hopefully just be going up. So if they can afford the home that they're looking for now, in several years, that'll obviously be more and more affordable. The goal is to get them to want to understand and purchase now. And ask them, how many homes have you seen? This in his example, he said, okay, so we've seen 30 homes. There really isn't an inventory problem. Like, what's the issue? Why haven't you bought a home? Ask enough questions. Why are you not trying to sell a home? We are trying to help people make decisions. And questions for how's the market? Traditionally, as agents, we show up and throw up information. Try answering, well, it's interesting right now, followed with, why do you ask? Where are you living now? When was your last professional home valuation? Would an updated valuation be useful? Is Wednesday or Thursday better? And what is your experience in buying or selling in a market like this? Lead the dance. Price adjustment conversations. So how important is it to you to, whatever the reason is, what should we do to get this accomplished? What does it look like to keep your home? On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it to you to buy or sell your home? With negotiations, you must play from a neutral position. List the non-negotiable facts. Ask, where do we go from here? What are you looking to accomplish? And what would be a deal breaker? And here are some of his simple swaps. So instead of saying, I think, say, here's what I know. Instead of saying, we have a problem, say, we have a challenge or a situation. Instead of using the term cost, say investment. Instead of saying risky, say innovative. Instead of discount, special offer. Overpriced, say premium. Hopefully, here's what I know. And he also said real estate trading does not always relate to real world scenarios. Create spontaneous scenarios for role play. Memorize scenarios versus scripts. It's a daily ongoing practice to stay sharp. Competence grows through forced activities, the muscle memory of this practice. Do not make too many changes all at once, baby steps. Build question trees around various scenarios. And stay curious. That was his things. And words really matter. Here, if you go to exactlywhattosay.com, you can get his role play cards, and there's tons of other information as well. And thank you for attending. If you guys want a copy of this, please just reach out to me, ChristineO at kw.com. And I will open it up for any thoughts, questions, ahas, anything you guys want to talk about or say.
You did awesome.
Thank you. Oh my God. That's awesome to hear. Thank you
Very good.
so much.
You sped right through it, and it was amazing.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I hope I did justice to all of those presenters, because God, they all were really, really amazing. So it was fun to relive it through doing this recap.
And you have some cute pictures of yourself too.
Well, I sure do, right? I had to throw those in, especially this last one. It's my favorite, I must say.
You do. I mean, literally.
He was so funny. The last day we had an opportunity to all sit together in, it was a Luxury Pro thing, and there were no more seats left for Phil Jones. So, gosh darn it, he had to sit right next to me.
No, I thought it was great. You did a great job.
Well, thank you. Thank you, anybody. Just send me an email if you want to, if you want a copy of this. And I wish you all happy holidays. Hope to see you all in person, hopefully soon, or at the next symposium. And if you ever need help in Connecticut, New York, or New Jersey, I'm here, but I'm based out of Connecticut.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Happy
and
holidays.
if you want the recording, let me know as well.
Great.
All right. Bye, guys.